Right, I just heard you, New York Predator Department, using. Yeah. I just heard you, New York Predator Department, using their sirens as I exit out of my apartment building. Okay, I mean they were using the sirens in the house. Right, again having me under remote neural monitoring, and so they continued. All right. So I got up this morning, yesterday, because again, whenever they target me heavily, my vision. Right, my vision gets worse, and gets better. Probably gets better in the next couple of days. It happened before. All right, where my vision is affected greatly. All right, but that is to be expected when you look at symptoms of victims who have been hit with directed energy weapons. Right, who's constantly being hit with microwave and radio wave frequency weapons. These things happen. Right, and so not surprised at all. Shit happens. Right? And when I say shit happens, I don't mean like, in a good way. Right? So don't get it twisted. One of the things that they'll try to manipulate you into believing that it's, that what's being done to you is somehow beneficial. Don't believe that shit at all. Again, they're constantly trying to get your mind to accept what they've done to you and the damages that they've done to you is, that they haven't damaged you at all, right? Remember, it's always there. They're trying to make you give consent, right? So if they have to manufacture artificial consent, that's what they'll do. Right? Remember, it is against the law to experiment on anybody without their consent, right? And in order to get their consent, you must be truthful and honest about any about the experiment and any damage that may occur, right? So whether it be psychological, neurological, biological, physiological, they must obtain your consent. And as TIs, that didn't happen to us. Okay? That didn't happen to us because no one would. Who would consent to being microchipped? Right? Is the government way of trying to get away with doing this to you and damaging you in the process, and the only compensation they want to give you is Social Security, which is really nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they do, or your job, right? The compensation would be your job. You know what I'm saying? You might get a raise in your job, and you're happy about it, but in reality, that's a crime. And what they do to you, and try to make you believe that you having a job is some form of compensation, which is really ridiculous. But that's what they try to put into your mind, so you wouldn't fight back, or you wouldn't seek some sort of restitution or reparation for what they've done to you. Right? You gotta understand that. This is how these people mindset is. All right, look. look, NYPD. All right, 5525. But in reality, that's a crime and what they do to you and try to make you believe that you having a job is some form of compensation, which is really ridiculous. But that's what they try to put into your mind, so you wouldn't fight back or you wouldn't seek some sort of restitution or reparation for what they've done to you, right? You gotta understand that this is how these people mindset is. All right, look, NYPD. All right, 5525. Okay, let me see what precinct it is. But yeah, New York Police Department. And what do I see with these females? They're always touching their hair. If it's the black ones, it's always their braids. It's the white ones, it's always, putting their hair behind their head and do all that shit. Right? He just gave me the thumbs up. He just gave me the thumbs up. As you guys can see, well, I ain't even sure if I recorded this shit, so I gotta. When I do my video, when I put it all together, I'll see if that's what he did. But that's what they'll do, right? The surveillance, the manipulation, right? Yep. So I just have to put someone near my card. And oh yeah. So I was watching a video of a father, okay, going to spend the weekend. He picked up his son. His son plays football. I guess his son is going to spend the weekend with him. And his son gets in the car and tells him that he doesn't want to play football anymore. He wants to quit football so he could spend more time with his girlfriend. Now this boy is 11 years old, right? So his father is recording, saying, trying to explain, he asked his son, he said, "You want to quit football?" He was like, "Yes." "Why?" "Oh, because I want to spend more time with my girlfriend." 11 years old. So his mama is there, the child mother's there. And she's getting in the recording, and then she tells her son, "Get out the car. Get out the car." She takes him out of the car, right? Then her brother came out. This guy's filming, and he's like, "Yo, get back in the car." her brother's there. Her brother attacked the dude. The dude's like, listen, I don't want to fight you. Brother attacked him and punched him. See, that boy, because the way his mama is, he's going to have, he's going to have a teenage pregnancy. So some shit is going to happen. And if his mama is encouraging the shit, instead of, it's like Pam with Ethan. When Ethan was like, I think 13 years old, she was like, Ethan got a girlfriend. I said, don't say that. Well, why not? I said, don't say that. So this is the type of shit that y'all promote. Okay? This type of shit that y'all promote. Your son's 12 years old, 13 years old, and y'all smiling, talking about, oh, he got a girlfriend. So I had to sit Ethan down and speak to him and say, listen, you are not mature enough to be talking to any girl to talk about you have a girlfriend. I say, at your age, your emotions, your mind, your mental state is not ready for that. But these are the things in which single mothers promote amongst their son. My oldest son, his mother do the same shit too. Telling me that, he's what she said, he's 15, he allowed to have a girlfriend. No. All right. This is the shit. I told Ethan, I said, listen, you wait until you're 17 years old. If you want. On a date, we'll say that's an appropriate age. All right, if you want to go out on a date with a girl, 17. All right, and I told him, I said, listen, you shouldn't be having, in your teenage years, you should not be having sex. All right, you should not be. So, having these discussions with my sons, it's important. But their mother, again, think it's cute. And this is why you see in the black community why you have a high teenage rate of STD infections. And the pregnancy thing kind of actually, you know what, more teenage girls you look at who have children at a young age in the black community, and that's black women. Also, any other group, black women have, younger black women have more children than anybody else. Right?
Looks like he was busting.
You alright, sweetie? Need a hand?
Yeah, he was a bust. Office on the line and the footsteps office, he knew like he was having a come. Like he was freaking. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I'm not talking to you.
Okay. Who's talking to you?
I go out see for sexy and he just told me one of my television.
Oh, you going on the bus?
Yeah, this nonsense.
Get out the street. Get out the street.
I'll tell you, another mentally injured individual they sent. Talk to you guys next week. Pointing, who you pointing at, lady? Pointing, who you pointing at, lady? Anyhow, so, you know, like I said, the bus pulls to the bus stop and people got to get off, but the people outside are rushing in the bus. You know, just like, again, is that sort of you know, again, it's an unconscious condition, right? Again, is that sort of you know, again, it's a you know, again, it's an unconscious condition, right? You know, it's like people got to get off the bus. You can't come in while people trying to get off the bus, but they're constantly doing that because, again, it is a unconscious. Pointing, you pointing at lady. Anyhow. So, you know, like I said, the bus pulls into to the bus stop and people got to get off, but the people outside are rushing in the bus. You know, and it's like, again, is that sort of, you know, again, it's an unconscious condition, right? Again, is that sort of, you know, and people got to get off, but the people outside are rushing in the bus. You know, and it's like, again, is that sort of, you know, again, it's an unconscious condition, right? You know, it's like people got to get off the bus. You can't come in while people trying to get off the bus, but they're constantly doing that because, again, it is a unconscious. They're operating on their unconscious condition or their subconscious condition, right? So they're not thinking; they're just doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, until we have a society that operates more on a conscious level, which again they don't want. You know, when I say they, meaning the power that be here, right? Yeah, meaning the power that be. You know, but people have to start to operate on a more conscious level, right? They need to start to think more. You know, thinking is good. Believing is not good. Okay. Tell you. Unbelievable. Look at that. BXV8320. Okay, I got it. That's great. Nissan, what is that, Altima? They gotta, you know what I'm saying? They got to. I just want to show you guys I'm not making shit up, right? BXV 8320, number 32. Yeah, it's done on purpose. Say to yourself, how is it that every time you go somewhere, there's always that number 32 number? So we talk about this for years, right? I explained how I was conditioned, neuro-linguistic programming. As a matter of fact, I was listening to a new audiobook that I have. It's called Human Behavior. Human Behavior. And there's 3 books. The second book is on, but it's all in one audible book. So it's a 3-in-1 book. Talks about human behavior, recognizing dog psychology, recognizing psychological manipulation, all that stuff, right? And the woman over here in the gray coat, confrontation drill, behind her back. And the woman over here with the red hat, she was standing on the other side, she walked over here, right? That's what they do. It's all psychological manipulation and training those within the society, the civilian population, to engage in, psychological manipulation and covert warfare, right? And covert manipulation, right? So yeah. Okay, but anyway, as I was saying, the book, Human Behavior, right? So the second book in the series is on neuro-linguistic programming. Yeah, anyhow, all right, so I woke up this morning and the New York Predator Dept sirens, right? And again, it's the constant feeding of we turn off the signal, and this is it's all lies. Okay, like I said, as soon as I woke up this morning, the apartment begin using the sirens, right? That's what they start doing. So, anyway, and it's very difficult for TIs to prove what it is that they say. That's why you have to understand certain things. Like I said, psychology is one of the things that you should be able to have a good idea of how psychology is used to manipulate people, as well as researching the technology. Right, one of the best sites you can go to is in terms of understanding the psychology. What has been done to you is psychologicalharassment.com. Right? Okay. And in terms of understanding the technology, go and read what kind of human would you like to create. It's a New York Times article featuring the CIA scientist, Dr. Jose Delgado. Right? Also read up about Dr. Robert Heath from Tulane University. Okay. Read up on MK Ultra, the CIA mind control program. Okay. Read up on technology about microchipping and to control human beings, to control their behavior. And you will see that, you know, this whole brain implant initiative or what have you that's been happening over the past decade, that, you know, that's just the private sector, right? You look at what the government was doing and universities were doing, you know, they had already developed implantable microchips to control people's behavior in the late 1960s. And as a matter of fact, the New York Times article was written in 1970. Okay, and you can find if you do the research, but also look for the PDF version of the article, because the PDF version of the article they give you there's pictures and illustrations of the what they call the stemma receiver, right? The stemma receiver, right? And you'll see that in 1970s, it was small enough that they could implant it in the shoulders of a rhesus monkey and control the animal's behavior wirelessly. Right? And that Dr. Delgado talks about that. You know? And I'm surprised that that article, well, you can find the article, but the article is just text, right? But I was fortunate to find the PDF version, a scanned PDF version of the article. Okay? So, like I said, people will try to tell you that, oh, the government don't do these things and do these things. She walks around, pressing her thumb against her jacket. The jacket is looking right here. Pressing her thumb against the New York Legal Department. Okay. You see the flag on their the back of their fire truck? It's not just your typical American flag, right? You see that, right? It is a flag that's in black, blue, and red. Okay? So yeah. Like I said, Trump is in office, and they will, you know, the white supremacists, they're coming out. You know the New York Fire Department, New York Police Department, two of the most racist federal government agencies, right? In New York City, they have, we know their history. Well, I know their history. Okay, very well. right up my balcony. What the heck she doing? I tell you, y'all perps, young and old. Young and old, man. They engage in nonsense. Yeah, you know, this lady got on the bus and sent her on my balcony. What the heck she doing? I tell you. Y'all perps, young and old. Young and old, man. They engage in nonsense. Yeah, you know, this lady got on the bus and sent her right next to me and start screaming about Jesus and all that shit. I'm like, lady, come on, man. You know, like I said, you know, religion, belief makes you, you know, a very selfish, a very self-centered individual, right? You know, religion breeds narcissism, right? Not only does this society condition us being narcissistic, but religion too. You know, like you don't just come stand in front next to somebody and start yelling in their ears. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? You know? You know, like you don't just come stand in front next to somebody and start yelling in their ears. You know? What I'm saying? Like, what the hell? Individual, right? You know, religion breeds narcissism, right? Not only does this society condition us being narcissistic, but religion too. You know, like you don't just come stand in front next to somebody and start yelling in their ears. You know, like you don't just come stand in front next to somebody and start yelling in their ears. You know, like you don't just come stand in front next to being narcissistic, but religion too. You know, like you don't just come stand in front next. You know, like you don't just come stand in front next to somebody and start yelling in their ears. Come stand in front next to somebody and start yelling in their ears. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? You know? Hand signals. You know what I'm saying? Like, yelling in their ears. You know, like you don't just come stand in front next to somebody and start yelling in their ears. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? You know? Hand signals. Right? Yeah, then your Predator Department as well as the ambulances in the background. It's two sets of sirens. One New York Predator Department and the ambulance. Right? And it started as the guy was walking by past me and started doing the hand signals. Right? So, anyhow, yeah, right. And then there's a woman. I'm standing up on the bus. There's no seats, and was a woman with a child, right? I said to this guy, I said, excuse me, would you mind getting up and give the woman with the child a seat? And he's like, oh, listen. I'm like, bro, I said, come on, man, be a man. You know, there's a woman on the bus holding a child. Get up and give her a seat. you know. And he was very hesitant, but she was getting off at the next stop anyway, so, you know. But he says to me, he says, you know what? He said, not for nothing, but you have a lot of these black women on the bus, and they wouldn't even get up and give her a seat. I said, that's them, okay? Don't look at what they do, all right? I told him, I said, don't look at what they do, all right? Be loving, be caring, be considerate, you know? And the thing is about it, he's like, God is good and all this stuff. Well, again, it just shows you the mindset, the mentality of believers. They always talk about Jesus' love and God is love. But you have a pregnant woman with a newborn, right? And then she has a newborn in a wrap, right? But you won't even get to give her a seat. And then you talking about Jesus' love and God is good. Well, where's your love? Where's your care? You know? But he's absolutely right, because I've said this before. There are times I'm taking the bus and there are black women with kids get on the bus, and none of these black women would get up and give her a seat. I'm the one that have to get up and give her a seat, right? But let a white woman come in on the bus with a child in a stroller or a child on her arm, and then Sambinas will get up and give her a seat. I've seen it many times. And that's the conditioning of black people. It's a subconscious condition of self-hatred. no love for one another unless we get something out of it, right? Because we have a very transactional mindset. Particularly black women have a very transactional mindset. When I say black women who do that, I'm talking about the European women, okay? I always got to try to make that distinction, okay? The European section of black women who do stuff like that, right? If they're not getting anything out of it, they wouldn't do it. All right? Talk to you guys in the next video. Welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, talking about the experience. As I look down at my boots, New York Predator Department, you know, and again, I didn't do it, you know, consciously. This is an unconscious action, and they use their sirens behind me, right? Okay, very, very low, right? And you know, new boots. You hear the sirens. What new boots? They were on sale for like $35, right? Macy's. So I end up purchasing this pair and another pair, right? Yeah. You know, you got a budget. You gotta know how to spend your money. They were off, like I think it was like 70% off. All right, how you doing? How you doing?
Okay, how are you?
All right.
All right.
So, you know, I mean, these boots don't, you know, they at least these are pretty good boots. But I usually get other boots on sale, and you know, you can only wear them for one season, which is the winter. After that, they're, you know, what I call throwaways, unless they're really, really. Ooh, almost stepped on this dried up mouse. All right, so yeah. So anyway, like I said, so some of the boots that I buy on sale, actually no, they I would say they last, because I usually wear them in the fall, winter. And I don't pay any more than, I think the most I've spent on the boots within the past couple of years was $40, I think, right? Now, if they're shoes, I might spend, actually, I don't even spend more than $50 on a pair of shoes either. I always buy them on sale. And if there's a good sale, I will buy 2 pairs, and you know, last you 2 or 3 pairs last you for a couple of years. And those are shoes, of course, you know, like dress shoes, casual shoes, or what have you. You know, because I move in the opposite direction, right? Of other people, you know, who, again, live well beyond their means. Like Predator Department, here, your sirens, one over there. There's another vehicle that went down there. So yeah. Look, 3264, 7-year precinct, right? That's why they're there. You know, like I said, I was, there was somebody posted something, you know, I'm always responding to a lot of posts, because a lot of times, you know, people have, you know, they live in their bubble, and they forget that, you know, the world is a big place, right? America is a big place. You got people from all walks of life. The vast majority of people, though, are working class people. Okay, and you know, and people are broke. But you have broke people want to live as if they're, you know, they're millionaires, right? They want to have some. I think it has to do with a woman. A woman posts something about luxury or what have you. And so you have all these articles, you know, that are, you know, these bloggers are being paid to write by corporation, and, you know, in order to get working class, particularly black women, and to, you know, feel good about buying luxury items. Okay, and again, when you look at who which group of women, right, buy the most luxury items are black women. And you look at the average salary, right, of 95% of black women, okay, 95% of black women. Look at the average salary. It's $43,000 a year. Right, that's the average salary, okay? But yet, black women are the biggest buyers and spend the most on luxury items. When you look at the spending power of black women, right, it is over $700 billion a year. Okay? That is astronomically high. All right? And we're talking about, not even talking about like food and stuff like that, or we're just talking about cosmetics, clothing, the what do you call it? Personal hygiene, the adult sex toys market. That's over $700 billion. That's a friggin' lot of money that women spend on things, right? And I think they're projected it might be more than that, right? But I think it's projected in the next few years to be $1.2 trillion. Okay? So ask yourself, how is it that black women, which 95% of black women's average salary is $42,000, right? Because they are putting themselves in debt just to buy luxury items. And listen, when I was younger, I used to buy nice things, but not like these people today. Like I said, if I wanted to buy something expensive, if I go like they had sample sales, like I bought my Welcome back to a brand new video of the what the heck she doing? As I look down at my boots, me approaching the apartment. You know, and again, I didn't do it, you know, consciously. This is an uncommon spend on things, right? And I think they're projected to it might be more. And that's the most money I've spent on a coat. It was $300 and something, right? Originally it was, oops, can't go in there. Originally it was something like, what is it? It was more than half off. It was a sample. If I wanted to buy something expensive, you know, if I go like they had sample sales, like I bought my Andrew Mark Sherlin coat, you know, in the early 2000s. I went to a sample sale, I think. And that's the most money I've spent on a coat. It was $300 and something, right? Originally it was, oops, can't go in there. Originally it was something like, what is it? It was more than half off. It was a sample sale, right? So that jacket was almost, I think it was like $900 and something, and I ended up paying $3 something for it. And again, the sample sale. That's what I used to do. Go to sample sales, go to outlets, right? So I've never spent, in terms of like, you know, I think most of us spent on a pair of jeans. Bought some D&D jeans at the time. You know, you're younger, so you want to have things. But I would never spend, you know, that money. At the time when Iceberg was, yeah, what's going on, man? All right. So, you know, Iceberg, you know, I used to shop at, what is that store? They used to have a store, you know, it was a store that they sell, you know, luxury brand names for less. So I used to go there. They had a big store in Manhattan, 34th Street, right? And used to get like, you know, luxury. Well, you know, I guess it was semi-luxury at the time. You know, luxury got more expensive today. But you know, they had like Iceberg jeans and sweaters. You know, the most I ever paid for one of those things was like, I think for jeans was like $80 and the sweaters anywhere from $70 to $80 too. And that was it. You got broke people buying T-shirts for $500. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? So, like I said, everything is more extreme now because young people are conditioned to become hyper-consumerism, right? And particularly black women, they will take out loans just to buy, you know, Balenciaga, Christian Louboutins, all these names. They're literally taking out thousands of dollars in loans so they can purchase luxury goods. Hey, what happened? Why? Zip up your jacket, please. It's cold out here, okay? Don't come out here like that.
It was so cold.
All right, so just pick up. Saw my daughter. I was standing outside finishing the video, but she was already out of the school, so she came towards me. So we were talking, and she was telling me that her teacher took her stuffed animal and threw it across the room. And I said, why? She's like, because one of the boys in her class kept hitting her stuffed animal. You know, today's pajamas day for the kids. And so she said her teacher took it and threw it across the room. And when she went to get it, the teacher told her to leave it there on the floor. So I said to her, I said, did you tell the teacher that it was Sebastian that was bothering you? And she was like, yes. I said, what did she say? She said, nothing. So I said, okay. When that happens, something that happened, when you are bringing attention to the teacher that somebody in your classroom is bothering you, and your teacher does something like that, I said, you go to another faculty and you say to them that my teacher is being passive aggressive against me, and you explain to them why. All right? So hopefully she'll listen, and hopefully she'll do that. Because again, you know, as I said, as a TI, they're constantly, and especially if you have kids in school, they're constantly going to target your children. They're going to use other kids in their school or in their class to try and bully them, right? And then also they will use the teacher. They're going to create and develop new ways to target your children. Okay, so that right there, so you have to teach your children, right, to give them the confidence to be able to go to you know, the other faculty members, you know, the vice principal or the principal, you know, the school safety officer, and say to them and explain to them what happened and let them know that your teacher is displaying passive aggressive behavior towards you. So I gotta, you know, keep telling her these things, right? Look, KPM 2832. See? Right? Look at that. KPM 2832. Okay? So, anyhow. Yeah. Right? You gotta, as a TI, if you have kids, you know, particularly as they're getting older, if they're, you know, in elementary school, you know, if they're in the 4th, 5th grade, you need to start explaining these things because they're going to engage in a pattern of bullying against your child, right? Against your children. Okay, and I use the word kids again. Anyway, you know, listen, it's gonna take some time, okay? All right? It's gonna take some time. So, you know, when you have a child or you have children and you're a TI, just remember that. You gotta teach them. You gotta let them know about bullying, educate them on bullying, educate them on people with different personality types, so that they'll know and they'll understand, you know, when they come in contact with certain personalities, right? Again, if we teach our children these things when they grow to be adults, they're going to be able to identify who has good intention towards them and who doesn't. Right? But like I said, we raise our children into this belief system where we believe people are good instead of looking at their action, right? And making not an educated guess, right? Or not an assumption, but realizing and understanding, saying that this person is a good person. This person's a nice person, so, you know, I'm not going to ask nice people any kind of advice because they're going to tell me what I want to hear. Right? I'm going to ask a good person because that person is going to tell me the truth. Right? That person is not going to say what I want to hear, but that person is going to tell me the truth. Right? Whether, you know, I'm correct or not. And that's important. That is important. Teaching our children, again, about psychology and personality types and personality traits within people in society, including themselves, and therefore they can be self-reflective. They can analyze certain things that they do and make a conscious decision to change certain things, particularly if it's negative or, you know, or what have you. But when we pass on this condition, right, this brainwash, this indoctrination, and we indoctrinate our children with a belief system instead of educating them, right, teaching them how to think, teaching them how to be critical in their analysis of anything, teaching them to question things that don't sit right with them, right? Question what you've learned. Do the research, learn the truth. Go to different reputable source. Look, homeless guy again. Oh, see they show up? Look at him across the street over there. Right? That is the best way, standing in the middle of the sidewalk like a zombie. I like to move it. Move it. You got to move it. Move it. I like to move it. Move it. You got to move it. Move it. You got to move it. Move it. Using the young teenage girls again. You got to move it. right? Using the young teenage girls again, like I tell you, criminal organization, and because they engage in criminal acts, they will. And remember too, these are the Christians, right? And this to show how Christians are liars, they're manipulators, right? They have a contradictory mind. They're everything they claim. They're everything they claim they're against, right? You know what I'm saying? They do the exact opposite of what they claim who they are. But they don't understand that what they do is actually who they are, not what they say. All right? All right, talk to you guys in the next video.